How's it going, guys? It is your life coach, Coach Miles V, and in this video I'm going to be going over the ideal image part 2, where we're going to go a little bit more deeper into the ideal image tool that I described in part 1, okay? So here's the video, just a little bit shorter because I've been noticing that I've been making my videos like 10, 11, 12 minutes long, and I realized that it's a long stretch, and I can condense more into smaller videos. So we discussed in the ideal image tool the secret sauce, to achieving your success, goals, and your dreams, whatever that may be to you, is that the secret sauce is your consciousness. And if you haven't watched this video and you're landing on this one, let me explain to you a very, very simple overview of what consciousness is, okay, and what your consciousness is. And ultimately, consciousness is your energetic representation of who you are being and how you are showing up in your day-to-day life. And the reason why it's a secret sauce, it's that thing that can help you achieve that success, is because when you align the right beliefs, okay, when you align it with your goals, and you align it with your strengths, and come up with who you want to be while you're achieving that goal, okay, focusing on that, when you execute on that and bring your consciousness into the moment, right, then that will totally support you in achieving your goal, right, or achieving just simply that ideal image of yourself. I feel like that was a little bit jumbled, but for the sake of this video, it's going to go for it, okay? So as I mentioned in part 1, and a really simple overview of what the ideal image tool is just what I've done is just take a sheet of paper and on the left side, write who you are today, and on the right side, write who you want to become, okay? And so listing all those traits and characteristics. So traits and characteristics might be strong mentally, confident, charismatic, integrity, fun, whatever those things are to you, right? So write those things down, and then write them on the right side when you're writing about who you want to be. And by the way, you can have the same characteristics and traits on each side. But what comes into play is that on the left side, you're going to write down where you rate yourself in accordance to where you want to be. So let's say you want to be confident, right? And you rate on the scale on the right side, I'm just going to assume that it's a 10, a 1 out of 10. And on the left side, about who you are today, if on a confidence scale, say maybe you're a 6 or a 7, okay? You're going to write down any limiting belief that comes up, right? Because, and what I mean by that is looking at, because this is a strategy to achieve that. This is a strategy to, you're looking at how to get to that point, right? So let's say you want to be a 10 and right now you're a 6. All that I want you to do is think about how you can just jump up one number. What would make it a 7? What do you think you need to improve on? What would help you? What would bring that to a 7, right? On the confidence scale. And when you start thinking like that and you start getting that self-awareness, that's where you can be, oh, okay. If I want to build my confidence, maybe I got to start eating better. Or let's say this is just me, okay? Oh, maybe I want to start eating better. Or I want to, if I can just hit the gym 4 times a week rather than 3 times a week, I think that'll bump me up to a 7. Fantastic. I mean, how achievable is that? And when do you want to get started? Okay? And so just little things like that. And when you do that for each one of the characteristics and traits of who you are today, comparing them to, where you want to be, if you can just figure out how to jump up one step, okay, that will definitely get you pointing in the right direction and get you working towards, get you just progressing towards that ideal image of yourself, okay? And you also have to think about like when you're going to start and what your measure of success is. Like, how will you know you got there when you did? Like, when you are there, right? So, and the reason why that I say that this is the secret sauce is because you can go to the gym 3 days a week, right? But if you believe, but in the back of the mind, you're like, you know what, you're doing it. You've been doing it for a month, but you believe that, like, man, I don't really know if this is going to pay off. Like, I just don't know. You have to think about how that thought is going to make you feel and the action that you'll be taking on that, okay? Because how you're showing up might not be fully engaged. And that's the consciousness piece. That's who you're being. You can build a successful business. You can be in a relationship. You can start a band. You can do like these YouTube videos, So I think about, how do I want to show up? I can do these YouTube videos and I can be negative. Like, maybe I don't know if like this whole YouTube, imagine if I went into, coaching my clients, not understanding like doubting the coaching process, or you go into a basketball game doubting your basketball skills. That is going to directly correlate to how you're showing up. And that consciousness, how you're showing up, if you can shift that, point, what would make it a step up, If you're playing basketball and you know that your skills, if you want to develop your basketball skills, like, I want to get better at dribbling, I want to get better at shooting threes. And right now you're a 7 out of 10, what would bring it to an 8? Okay, and how will you know you're an 8 when you got there? Okay? So, I think that this is just went into just a little bit deeper into the ideal image tool. So guys, stick with it. I really want to hear, how this worked out for you. I mean, what you think of the tool. And this is a really basic version of it. Because the tool itself, like, it goes into family, it goes into income, it goes into life, relationships, career, like, it goes into the whole spectrum of life, So, and when you think about that consciousness, how can you just take one step forward? So guys, think about that, and do it today. Okay? Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have received any value from this video, okay, please subscribe, please like. And by the way, you can go into my website, www.coachmilesv.com, and you can download my audiobook, The Ultimate Guide to Grow and Develop Your Mindset and Self-Confidence, for free. You'll see the little pop-up window. You can enter your information in, and you can keep, getting that valuable content, okay? So guys, I hope you have a great day. Thank you if you've stuck around to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video.